Well, under the Geneva nuclear deal, which recognized Iran's uranium enrichment, Tehran agreed to limit its nuclear activities in return for the West loosening sanctions. Despite the agreement, though, a group of U.S. lawmakers has introduced a new bill to impose fresh sanctions on Tehran. Many, including officials in the U.S., have criticized the bill as counterproductive, saying the move will derail the agreement reached in Geneva. Here's a closer look.
A group of U.S. lawmakers, 13 Democrats and 13 Republicans, has introduced new anti-Iran sanctions. They say the new sanctions will kick in if negotiations on Iran's nuclear energy program fail to reach a comprehensive final agreement. However, the hardline senators know it won't be easy to pass the bill because Congress remains divided on imposing new anti-Iran sanctions. A group of 10 Democratic senators, all leaders of Senate committees, have voiced their opposition to the bill. Meanwhile, the White House has warned that President Barack Obama would veto the bill, saying it could derail diplomacy aimed at sealing a comprehensive nuclear deal with Iran.
We don't believe this proposal is necessary, as I think we've made clear, and we have been discussing with members of Congress for quite some time. We don't believe it will be enacted. We certainly know it's not necessary. If it were to pass, the President would veto it.
The Russian president also believes that any new sanction on Iran will adversely affect the recent Geneva agreement.
As for sanctions, I am sure that this is a counterproductive decision. This wouldn't produce anything good from the viewpoint of final agreements on settling the problem.
While the 26 U.S. senators are pushing for new sanctions, representatives from Iran and the P5+1 are in Geneva for technical talks over Tehran's nuclear energy program. The two sides held similar talks in Vienna last week. The Iranian delegation quit those negotiations after the U.S. Treasury Department's decision to blacklist additional Iranian companies and individuals for their alleged links to the country's nuclear energy program. According to many, the measure was in violation of the agreement in Geneva.
Obama already imposed more sanctions on Iran after the Geneva deal. So he's already plunged a dagger in the back of Geneva. The sanctions would be imposed if, quote unquote, Iran breaches Geneva. Well, what about if America breaches Geneva? Nothing said about that.
Analysts say the initial agreement between Iran and the P5+1 is an important step toward ending the decade-long standoff over Tehran's nuclear energy program. Iran has repeatedly said it's committed to its peaceful nuclear energy program. However, it has warned that the newly signed Geneva deal will be dead if the U.S. Congress passes fresh sanctions against the country.